I woke up at 4 something this morning, feeling particularly compelled to reach out to someone who used to be my best friend. I've mentioned in previous diary entries, veterans face a dilemma when we come back. And veterans with TBIs and brain damage and shit, even more. Veterans with amputations, illness, whatever, even more. Although the hearts and minds, that's the most of anything, but the point is we're different when we come back. And people expect us to be the same. They know that we're going to be different, but they expect us to be the same person. And that ship has sailed. And we want to be the same person, and so we're painfully confused. And so while we're still failing to ask the right question, we're left with the lose-lose, the catch-22 of fuck. Either you continue trying to fit into a life that no longer fits you, or you stay true to you as much as you can. Empowerment's on the way. We're getting there, buddy. You stay true to you, and you lose everybody but us. You always have us because we get it. Some shit is just fucking before and after. Some shit just fucking is. And I have always listened intently and done my damnedest to be true to what I knew, right? Which means in the past 2 years, I have lost everyone of import to me. My shrinks explained it to me in that for them, it was like having to watch me slowly murder who I was. So they build up all the more disassociation and discombobulation into clinging to their labels and judgments of who they remember instead of seeing the person that's right in front of them. I am such a better version of myself than I have ever been. I love me. I'm happy. I am the best version of self I have ever been. Don't get me wrong. I'm still on a path. I'm still moving forward. I'm a work in progress. But how could anyone that loved who I was love me less because I'm more? Judgments and labels, guys. Judgments and labels. That's how we get stuck. Failing to see what's right in front of us. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Wow, that sucks. Boo-hoo. Tissues and issues. What are we dealing with? What have we got? What is the problem? How do we overcome it? Get over your bullshit because we don't have time for it. Moving on. Embrace the suck. You know, shit happens. That's in the past. What are we gonna do about it now? You know, and dear God, stop treating cancer with a Band-Aid. Brad wasn't the problem. If Brad was the problem wouldn't be pandemic. The problem was every single person in a decade that could have or should have helped him. And I know he was actively looking for help. He was reaching out for help. He was asking help. Before, during, and after. That's why I stuck by the uniform. Because the uniform needed help. The man and I had issues. The uniform needed help. The uniform deserved help. And for people to think that the problem was the man, you're not asking the right question. Much better questions are, why the fuck was he allowed to go untreated for a decade? Especially when he had already hit such a personal rock bottom before I even met him, that he was begging for help from any outlet he could find. Before I even met the man. Whoa, all of the people that murdered me are the people that failed him. Whoa. The problem, go back to the root of the problem. And no matter where you go with it, blame is an outward distractor of conditioning, while solutions are inward questions. And no matter where you go, there you are. That is why PSYOP is the most powerful weapon and tool in the world. You know, and America's never been very good at manipulating ourselves or others. You know, if you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. And America strayed from our beliefs a long time ago. Think about that. If you don't believe in something, you will fall for anything. And America has strayed from her beliefs. One hamburger bite at a time. And now we can't even button our fat jeans. Social psychology, people. It's everything. It's everything that matters. You know, so I've been up and my brain's going because it's always going because, right? You know, and as stressful as it is, I do like understanding things this way. I'm a geek. I always have been. I enjoy understanding things. But everything comes at a cost. Everything except the one thing that doesn't. The Mobius strip of life, that which has no cost, the catch-33, the win-win-win, the, you know, right. Just stop and think. What is right? Well, I don't know. What is the question? I don't know. What is right to any question? Okay, and wow, mad props for even asking what the question is. Because most people, with aid of labels and judgment, just jump straight to an answer, not even knowing what the question is. Otherwise, a lot of us would be a lot happier. Because most people, I come up and I interact. I'm like, hey, if money wasn't an object, what would you do? What would you do with your life to be happy? Most people are unable to answer the question, what would make you happy? Just saying. You know, if you are in some sort of self-perpetuating rat race, negative feedback cycle of survival, and you don't even know what makes you happy, look again at Maslow's hierarchy of need. Because, you know, those of us who you might judge as having had less, who carry the burden of that which only you can imagine, our eyes are more open than yours. There's not a fucking thing wrong with you. The problem is American society. The problem is all those people that didn't help an officer, a soldier, a service member, seriously wounded, when he needed help because we couldn't, because he had all his limbs. Whoa. Ignorant labels and judgments much? Because, you know, I used to be the soldier that questioned, like, wow, the impact of TBIs and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I mean, I read the research and, you know, we chat and stuff. I don't know. Dude, everything they say is real, including the violence, including the murder. And as you already know to be fact, you don't even know the half of it. It's so much more, I can tell you. Wow, right? But we're like, oh, well, you have all your limbs, you must be fine. No, something is really, really fucking wrong. Look beyond your nose, please. Maybe think chess, think strategy, think a couple of steps ahead, think special operations, think outside of the box. And so that's what I wanted to read this email. Okay, to my friend. Remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? It was the first last big media thing I remember before actively deciding not to give a fuck about the numerous bullshit distractions that permit this negative feedback cycle of subterfuge. And accountability is classic American culture. Now think of that in a concept of diversified risk. Catching on? Social empowerment and values. I'm branding and monetizing the experience and wisdom of veterans. Looking to American Sniper is a perfect monetary validation of the market. I'm leveraging reality TV, which is the lowest investment threshold, the highest return on investment, and the maximum bang for your buck as far as influence. While openly pandering to market placement, sponsorship, and so on. I am taking the Ice Bucket Challenge and I am upping the ante with values, with patriotism, with everything it means to be American. And instead of calling out individuals, I am calling out businesses, companies, organizations to put your business where your acts are and support American veterans. Because it's the reasonable thing to do and it's good business. Okay, back to the email. And I've made it patriotic, military, American values, natural, healthy, free speech empowerment with a little bit of something for almost any demographic I would have interest in. Because it is the heart, the mind, and the action that matters and nothing else. And I'm leveraging I'm leveraging Young Living Oils, essential oils, seed to seal product with, the independent small business owner. Take all commands from the tower. United Marketing Cooperative Information Co-op to get the tips and the tricks in the hands of the people that will socially allow adversaries to simply fail to evolve. No shots fired. Okay, moving on. Brad didn't kill me. All the people that failed to help him for over a decade did. So let me say that again. All of the people that failed to do the right thing by a soldier, that failed to look deeper, that failed to try a little harder, that failed to actually do the right thing, to do your damn job, at bare minimum, you murdered me. You just used a highly trained soldier and a good man to do it. A disservice to one soldier, to service member, is a disservice to all, just like all lives matter. To hurt one human is to hurt us all, and to hurt another is to hurt God. Whatever flavor you choose to subscribe to. Back to the email. Brad was merely the means resulting from a pandemic problem, a pandemic multitude of problems in the veteran community. And we're running around like chickens with our head cut off, trying to pass bills and shit that are going to create solutions that actually contribute to the problem, because nobody is fucking asked what the goddamn question is. You killed me. You killed me by failing to help him, by allowing your pride, your arrogance, your labels, your judgment, your selfishness, your blah, 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 whatever, by allowing you to get in your way, you murdered me. How's that for accountability? Anyway, you remember when you saw that Simon Sinek video and turned to me saying, I get it? That was just a blink. This is the big picture, and there is so much more. More, better, and influential than meager money or votes. It's values and it's action. And money and votes. Look back to the founding fathers, because it's not the American way. Not an America that me and mine want to live in anyway, because it's 20 times faster than war. Just saying. Gonna leave that right there. Because you murdered me. Anyway. No. This is much more bigger in money than relies on banks. This is so much more better and influential than meager money that relies on banks, that relies on the economy, that relies on the spending of the masses, which comes down to how people feel. Save the bullshit, as I'd much rather just cut to how people feel. Influence. The rest is subterfuge. Just saying. see. Just open your eyes and see. Anyway, check out on Netflix a movie on Dr. Milgram's behavioral experiment called The Experimenter. And then ask yourself. I don't tell you what to ask yourself. Just ask yourself. Wow, Dr. Milgram. Then Google the Stanford prison experiment and ponder. Then realize no matter where you go, there you are. You are always your greatest obstacle, and you are the only answer that matters to you. So pull your head. Just saying, wake up, people. You know, Hitler, Lenin, the Kim regime. Hearts and minds. It's a very powerful thing. Ice bucket challenge? Anyway, moving on. The Ice Bucket Challenge was merely validation for sensationally smart marketing. And look at the impact. A painful ice bucket, positivity, hope, and action. Look at the impact that had. Now do you see? Okay, now considering that the primary demographic of interest are people that are deserving of advantage, willing to make things happen, hungry for change. And willing to see. Just quiet your heart and listen. You know, I'm not telling you what to see, I'm just telling you how to see. What you see is up to you. But dear God, please open your eyes, or just fucking accept that if you prefer your blindness, you really have no right to fucking complain, so stop your bitching. The rest of us are tired of hearing it. So, anyway.